Part 138. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1371. There was a sneering look on the face of the Fenchen clan's patriarch, Fan Tiendi. What he was thinking about was to get the legendary wild god fruit, and then his cultivation would advance by leaps and bounds. The meteorite patriarch, the Buddha's president, when we win the wild god fruit, we will share it equally. Brahma clan patriarch Brahma said as he spoke, and the smile on his face became more and more numerous. Equal sharing? Brahma patriarch is really a big face? Your Brahma clan is only a top quasi-sage, what qualifications do you have to share with us? I think it's most appropriate to divide up according to the number of quasi-sages, or, according to the contribution. President Buddha, what do you think? The head of the meteorite clan, seeing me, sneered to himself, his eyes shifted from the body of the Brahma clan head, Fan Tiendi, to the Buddha sword, the head of the god-destroying society. The three major forces, the meteorite clan and the god-extinguishing society, are two absolute quasi-sages, but the Brahma clan is an absolute quasi-sage, that is, the Brahma clan's patriarch, Brahma, has passed away. This, it's reasonable. After all, in such a battle, it is still necessary to rely on the supreme quasi-sage to have a strategic combat effect. Although the Baron clan only has one supreme quasi-sage, you still know the combat power of the Desolate clan. Once the Baron clan chooses to launch a desperate attack, there are no three supreme quasi-sages who can't stop it. At that time, if there are only two Desolate god fruits, the Brahma clan will not be divided. Those property rights of the Desolate clan should be the loss of the dense Brahma clan. The president of the Destroyer of Gods Association, Futujian, smiled, and instantly destroyed the head of the meteorite clan, Sing. Stand on a united front. Brahma clan patriarch Brahma's face gradually darkened. These bastards. He was the first to know the news of the ripening of the wild fruit of the wild clan, and called the alliance. It stands to reason that he was the initiator of all these incidents, but now he wants to kick him away. Brahma clan patriarch, Brahma, secretly clenched his fists, wishing to kill the two bastards in front of him. But now is obviously not a good time to start civil unrest. But now it takes a little more thought. Rather than arguing here, we might as well kill the desolate people directly. Dividing the fruit of the gods according to the number of quasi-sages is inappropriate. I think, whoever wins the wild god fruit first, which force belongs to the wild god fruit, how? Brahma clan patriarch Brahma took a deep breath, he just wanted a fair. Do you think you are qualified to negotiate with us now? If you don't agree, I'll kill you. It just so happens that the site of the Wailing Canyon should also be cleaned up. The head of the Meteor clan, seeing me, glanced at the death of the Brahma clan head, Brahma, with a sense of pride. In Wailing Canyon, the strong are respected, the big forces swallow the small forces. This kind of thing is normal. Even more naked than the battle of the outside world. Okay, don't talk about it, let's pull out the hard nail of Huanggan first. How should the wild god fruit be distributed at that time? Everyone will naturally have points in their hearts. While speaking, the president of the god-destroying society, Buddha Sword, showed a sincere smile on his face. It's just that this smile contains more or less other things, like a smiling tiger. Three major forces are the main force, dozens of small forces are followers, hundreds of thousands of elites in the Wailing Canyon are out. The battle scene erupted. The war has begun. The war of extermination has begun. The endless war is burning. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1372. Facing the raging fire of war, the patriarch of the Baron clan stood on the city wall of the inner city of the Baron clan, supporting the operation of the Guardian formation. The tens of thousands of desolate clansmen behind them supported them with all their strength, and their expressions remain the same. Even if they are likely to die in the war next, they don't care, and there is even a sense of relief. For the warriors of the Baron tribe, the battlefield is their best destination. Being able to die in battle is what they wish for in their lives. This desire seems so real. The desolate clan's guardian formation gradually became shaky under the fierce attacks again and again. The great formation of protecting the clan has persisted for too long, too long. As the crazy attack continued, it finally collapsed because it couldn't bear it. Puff. Huang Gan, the patriarch of the Baron clan, only felt that his brother-controlled chi and blood were surging, and his body trembled wildly, and his eyes flickered with a bright light. When the desolate clan protector array collapsed, the backlash against him was too strong. Huanggan. We've come to this point, kneel down and surrender. GGG, kneel down on the ground and beg for mercy, we may still be able to spare you a life. The head of the Meteorite clan, seeing me, spoke, the sense of urgency on his face became stronger and stronger. After destroying the Baron clan, they will be able to get the Baron God fruit, then the cultivation base will advance by leaps and bounds. At that time, there is no need to continue to hide in the depths of this dark howling canyon, they can also go out to lay a territory, expand the territory. Respect for the king. Desolate warriors, you can only fight to the death. Besides, with you, I am not qualified to let my desert warriors retreat. War. Huang Gan, the patriarch of the desolate clan, let out a roar, and then flew straight ahead. He was ready for a deadly battle. But before you die, you must also bring in a few scapegoats. The fury of the wilderness. Desolation of the wild. Blood blade of desolation. Bang bang bang. Sonorous. Clang clang. Alone against the three major powers and the five absolute top quasi-sages, and for a while, he has not fallen behind. Of course, this kind of battle is basically overdrafting future potential and lifespan, and naturally it won't last long. So strong. As expected of the patriarch of the Baron clan. If you give you another 100 years, maybe you can really take that crucial step and become a sanctuary. At that time, there will be no chance for our major forces to survive in the Wailing Canyon. At this moment, you must be killed. Kill. Rivers of blood, corpses everywhere. The Baron, are massacred. To perish in the slaughter again and again. Hundreds of thousands of desolate Desolation Alliance practitioners massacred tens of thousands of desolate warriors. Even under the huge disadvantage gap, the Baron warriors never took a half step back. Behind them are the women and children of the Baron clan. If the line of defense is broken, the existence they want to protect will become illusory. These women and children of the Baron tribe will become slaves. Become a slave of all races. Is distributed to one plane after another for cheap sales. They are destined to fight to the end to protect their beliefs. Death is a relief instead. To be able to die in battle is the pride of a soldier. 10,000 desolate warriors gradually suffered casualties in the fight. For these Baron warriors, as long as they are not dead, they can continue to fight to the death. A desolate warrior with broken hands bit the sword with his mouth and charged towards the enemy. With his huge sprinting power, he instantly chopped off an enemy's head. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1373. There are many, many more such cases. Boom. Stab. The long sword pierced into the dry abdomen. This powerful patriarch of the Baron clan is injured at this moment. Blood flowed wildly from his abdomen, and the smell of blood filled every corner of the surroundings. Call. Hu. The patriarch of the desolate clan, Huang Gan, took a few breaths, his eyes flickering with light, and his body trembled slightly unnaturally. The consequences of forcibly overdrafting combat power are revealed. At this moment, he was in an extremely weak state, and his body could not help shaking with the rhythm. Haha, I finally exhausted you to this point. Aren't you very strong? 1 on 5. Very powerful? Go on. Today I will not only kill you, but also exterminate your desolate clan. By the way, I will still leave some seeds for your desolate people, yes, those women and children, I will sell them to the poorest or plain, so that they will be enslaved and bullied for life. At that time, I want to see where the pride of your desolate people comes from. The Baron must die. Kill. Stab. The Meteorite clan's patriarch, Xingzi, had an excited look in his pupils. Their Meteorite clan had been suppressed for too long. With the desolate clan in one day, their Meteorite clan cannot truly become the leader of Wailing Canyon. Moreover, the temptation of the wild god fruit of the Baron tribe is too great. The people of your desolate clan are really ignorant. You have a treasure in your hand, but you don't know how to use it. It's really a waste of time for you to get the wild god fruit. The arrogant god you've been looking forward to has long since perished, and you still want to return to the arrogant god in return. Ridiculous. Kill your desolate clan, and our Meteorite clan will rise directly. The Meteorite clan patriarch seeing me said as he rushed over again. Following him were the death of the president of the god-destroying society, Buddha Sword, and the head of the Brahma clan, Brahma. At this moment, they are all excited. For them, this is a great opportunity. Desolate god fruit, heavenly magic effect is enticing them. Boom. Bang bang bang. Swoosh swish. Boom. Huang Gan, the patriarch of the desolate clan, held a war knife. Facing the crazy attacks of several practitioners of the same level, he vomited several mouthfuls of blood, and the whole person was in a state of shaky tremors. He's been sticking to the limit. It was amazing to have persisted until now under the frantic attacks of 5 cultivators of the same rank. Huang Gan, the patriarch of the Baron clan, glanced around the 5 quasi-sages in front of him, and he was ready to find one to die together. Come, always come. Kill. The surging killing intent is condensed here, and the killing intent is shocking. Huang Gan's consciousness gradually became a little blurry. The patriarch, the patriarch, the patriarch of the slaughtering young man, the patriarch of the slaughtering young man is back. Patriarch. The patriarch of the wild slaughter young is here with reinforcements. We have reinforcements. Desolate clan, there is still help. The Baron warriors can still fight. One after another, excited roars came, which made the consciousness of the patriarch of the desolate clan a little bit more sober. He raised his head and glanced at it, and he did see a familiar figure. That was his son, Huang Murder. This kid left a sentence before and left, but he didn't expect to come back at this time. At first, a fatherly smile appeared on Huang Gan's face, but in an instant, his complexion changed dramatically. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1374. Returning at this moment, didn't it just hit the muzzle of the gun? The 3 major forces are besieging the Baron tribe. The Baron tribe is already on the verge of extinction. Returning at this time, this is suicide. Come on. Murder. Run away. On the dry face, one after another blue veins burst out, and then a crazy roar sounded. Father. Huang Shi saw the appearance of Huang Gan covered in blood, and suddenly let out a shrill roar. Father. Wild God, the Lord has returned. Huang Shi originally wanted to directly say Fang Fan's identity as a wild god, but when he saw that there were a lot of people talking about it, he immediately changed his words. After being called out by Huang Shi, Huang Gan was stunned for a moment, and then looked at the direction Huang Shi pointed. There, a handsome young man stood there, not angry and arrogant. A noble aura leaked from all over his body, and this aura made the patriarch of the Baron clan, Huang Gan, have an urge to bow down. Lord? Killer calls him Lord. He's his. That prophecy is true. When the last drop of blood falls, when the fruit of the wild gods falls, His Majesty will return from the sky. He will bring back countless powerful god warriors in bloody battles. Shenkuo has fallen. The warriors of the Baron tribe are draining the last drop of blood from their bodies. Your Majesty the Supreme Desolate God, really, returned. Huang Gan, the patriarch of the Desolate clan, thought so in his heart. His body could not help trembling frantically, his eyes were like electricity, and his combat power was like a rainbow. At this moment, he only felt that his whole body was once again filled with an infinite power. This is the magic of faith. Arrogant God. Huang Gan silently recited this title in his heart, then he stepped on the ground and took off. Desolate people, fearless. When Fang Fan came to the place where the Baron clan was located, he saw a piece of floating corpses and blood pooling in a river. The battle was brutal, but for those desert warriors, they never feared or took a step back. They have the supreme powerhouse idea in their hearts. It is this kind of idea that supports them to fight to the end. Such a spirit is enough to permeate everything. Also enough to destroy everything. The young patriarch of the Baron clan kills you. It turned out that the little brat from the Baron tribe came back with a few outsiders. Who am I? I thought you were a hidden danger at first, but now I just solved it together. Fuegian, the president of the God-destroying society, sneered, appearing rather disdainful. In his opinion, even Huang Gan, the patriarch of the Desolate clan, has defeated them. What is a desolate murderer? No. I seem to have heard this kid call the young man beside him, Lord. Who is this young man in white? The head of the Brahma clan, Brahma, looked at Fang Fan, and was immediately alert. Cut, a stinky boy. As for making you so serious. To say that the Brahma clan is really getting worse every day. It's become like this after they have been in existence. It's really ridiculous. How many people do they have? Altogether, it's only more than 100, and there are hundreds of thousands of elites. Besides, our three major forces still have 5 top quasi-sages and hundreds of quasi-sage powerhouses. What do you think they can do to us? As long as we want, we can kill them all at any time. The head of the Meteorite clan, seeing me, said with a disapproving look on his face. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1375. For the cultivators of the three major forces, the appearance of Fang Fan, Huang Shi and others did not bring them much sense of panic, just a little surprise, and more excitement. After all, Huang Shi is also the young patriarch of the Huang clan. Killing him can also avoid many subsequent hidden dangers. The cultivators of the three major forces instantly began to turn their guns and aim directly at Fang Fan and the others. Kill the young patriarch of the wild clan, Huang slaughter. Obliterate all this group of people. With the order of Xing, the head of the Meteorite clan, the practitioners of the Meteorite clan immediately launched an attack. Cultivator of the Destroyer Society. Charge me. Don't let that little brat of the Desolate clan escape. Fuegian, the president of the God-destroying society, sneered and immediately launched an attack. Brahma clan patriarch Brahma Tianchi gritted his teeth secretly. In fact, from his point of view, he felt a little risky. After all, the sudden appearance of Huang Shi, Fang Fan, and others was too strange. However, seeing that most of the cultivators from the Meteorite clan and the God Extinguishing Society have already rushed over, it seems a little strange that he is standing here like this. Brahma clan cultivators, then attack. Brahmas frowned silently, although he was a little uneasy. He didn't think there would be any problem. Judging from the overall situation, their three major forces have the absolute upper hand. Even the patriarch of the Desolate clan, Huang Gan, is already at the end of his force. What kind of splashes can these people make? The turbulent attack unfolds in an instant. Fang Fan's eyes scanned the whole situation, and the indifference on his face never changed. Since you're here to seek death, let's fulfill them. Fang Fan snorted coldly and immediately started a full-scale battle. Bells and Hans, each led the Legion of Heavy Machine Gunners and the Legion of Gothic Sharpshooters to provide long-range fire support. Guan Hai, lead the Yellow Turban Scale Warlock Legion to cast Sacrifice Summon and reduce the enemy's combat effectiveness. Blood Shuro Legion, follow me to kill. The remaining 6 legions will attack from both sides. 6 heroes. Catch and kill the enemy's quasi-sage powerhouse. 4 pets. Follow me, fight. Fang Fan squinted his eyes secretly, and the fighting intent in his eyes was burning like crazy. There has been a full-scale battle in Chentian City before. But the fighting state at the moment is already very surging. Unlimited fighting spirit. The battle is endless. This is the essence of fighting. Da-da-da. Chug-chew. Swoosh-swish. One after another crazy law bullets shot out from a low heavy machine gun and a law sniper gunner, wrapped in the power of the law, and began a thorough killing and crazy attack. In an instant, the Meteorite clan, the God Extinguishing Society, the Brahma clan, and even large and small forces suffered a head-on attack. They found their charge to be pointless. As many cultivators rush over, as many cultivators will be killed. The low heavy machine gunners led by Bayless formed a close firepower network. Under such a firepower, the practitioners below the quasi-sage level were basically killed in an instant. At the beginning, they were still able to charge wildly with their invincible will. The cultivators of the major forces charged fiercely because they wanted to gain military exploits by beheading Fang Fan, Huang Shi, and others. In their opinion, Fang Fan, Huang Shi, and others are so young, their combat power must be extremely poor. This is simply a great opportunity to brush up on the exploits. They just woke up when there were more mutilated corpses on the ground. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1376. Devils. Those in front are all devils. Hoo, it's scary. It's so scary. I don't dare to go any further. Grass. You're still charging a chicken feather. You can't get in at all, you'll be dead if you go up. Day. The labor and capital have been on the battlefield for so many years, how many tough battles have I fought, and let me die here? I'm not reconciled. No. I don't want to. Hey, if you want to go, why don't those quasi-sage powerhouses go? Let us little scoundrels go to death. Anyway, I don't want to continue rushing forward. Who is so willing to rush? Can you please stop pushing me? There is an abyss in front of you. What do you mean by pushing me in front of you? You want me to be obliterated by the attacks of those devils. If you don't go to hell, who goes to hell? It's your honor to have you as a shield. I'm your captain, you dare to be rude to me. Him. This is killing us. Evacuate. Evacuate. 4 practitioners of all major forces, this kind of devil's attack has only just begun. Sacrifice call. Guanhai led a group of yellow turban-typing warlocks to issue orders. His eyes were like electricity, and blood-colored skulls rolled out from the ground. There has just been a crazy battle here, and these are the most vivid puppet soldiers. Thousands of puppet soldiers gathered together, all of them were in the realm of emperors and real kings. They launched a fearless charge, slashing the bone knife in their hands on the enemy in front of them, fearless of life and death, fearless of everything. The state is especially fierce. Killing starts in an instant. Corrosion. Curse. Curse, curse the enemy in front of you, making them tired, old, and twitchy. Corrosion, corrodes the enemies in front of you, turning them into a pool of thick water. Guanhai led a group of yellow turban-typing warlocks to continue muttering to himself, and black rays of light fell on the heads of the practitioners of the major forces in an instant. Starts twitching like crazy. Then, the flesh and blood on their bodies gradually began to dissolve, and the ablation speed became faster and faster, and gradually turned into a pool of pus. It wasn't just the straw that broke the camel's back. To be more precise, this is a plan to crush them. The crazy escape pattern has been formed. If you change to anyone, your mentality will collapse. Standing here, the body begins to fall, rot, dissolve for no reason. And then inexplicably became a pool of blood. This invisible and strange attack made them a little dazed and even more trembling. Run. Don't hesitate. We're not dealing with a group of people. They're the devil. Hoo, really, really the devil. I don't want to be in the company of the devil. I'm going crazy. Who will save me? Continue to stay here, and I will become bloody. I'd rather be beheaded by the patriarch than I don't want to be left without bones. A wave of escape has formed. The route is set. This is fate. Crazy trembling under the play of God of Fate. The heads of the three major forces were also instantly stunned, because it was the first time they had seen such an incredible method. What the hell are these things? They can actually kill people without a trace? This group of people, so weird. These outsiders brought by this little brat of the Baron clan are not easy. The head of the Meteorite clan, seeing me, frowned secretly, his expression uncertain. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1377. He, whether he is a god or a ghost. In the face of absolute strength, they can only choose to retreat 3 feet. They continue to be arrogant. Continue to be arrogant. I want to kill them all. I don't believe that they can withstand the attack of the Quasi-Sage. Futujian, the president of the God-destroying society, held a bright long sword, and immediately slaughtered the past. Next to him was another Quasi-Sage of the God-destroying society. The scene once entered the final intense stage. I think otherwise, or we should take the long-term plan. We don't know the origin of this group of people. In case a superpower is provoked, we will be finished. The Brahma clan's patriarch, Brahma, clenched his fists tightly, and the corners of his mouth were trembling. He had to admit that at this moment, he was cowardly and scared. Too much weirdness today, forcing him to think more. Haha, if your sister Brahma clan is timid and dare not attack, just stay here and watch over the desolate people. Look at how our Meteorite clan killed these monsters. It's just that when you share the fruit of the wild gods in the future, you will never have your share. The head of the Meteorite clan, seeing me, gave a disdainful look at the Brahma clan's head, Brahma, who had passed away, and then he flew out, followed by a Quasi-Sage of the Meteorite clan. The head of the Brahma clan, Brahma, passed away, and his face turned blue and white. After all, he is also the power master of one of the 3 major forces. One by one actually looked down on him so much. Hateful. Abominable. Brahma clenched his fists tightly, but he also wanted to break the cauldron and rush to fight, but at this moment, there was a sense of panic in his heart. Strange intensive attack. Strange self-aging, corrosion. This weird group of people. My Brahma clan, just be a little more cowardly, safety first. And it just happens that those two idiots can consume a wave of their own forces, so that it will be more convenient to talk in the future. Haha, it's best for each family to kill a supreme quasi-sage, so that our Brahma clan will have a stronger voice in the future. The corner of the Brahma clan's patriarch, Brahma, raised his mouth slightly, and there was a glint in his eyes. Thinking like this, the expression on his face became more and more hideous. The so-called allies, just a gimmick to use each other. Yurtle trap. Rope net. Let the bullets fly. Headshot. Caitlin aimed at a top quasi-sage of the Meteorite clan, and then launched a rapid attack. A wave of operations is as fierce as a tiger, the record is also exceptionally brilliant. The same as the top quasi-sage, Caitlin has a set of skills, and directly put the quasi-sage of the Meteorite family in a semi-crippled state. At this moment, the top quasi-sage of the Meteorite family was hit hard on the forehead, and his body was also directly bound by a layer of tight rope nets. Good chance. Galen's eyes lit up, and immediately rushed over. Judgment. Demachian justice. Garen first used the skill judgment to consume a wave of the blood of the quasi-sage of the Meteorite family, and then the big sword rose into the air and fell from the air. A big move. Demachian justice takes everything directly. The supreme quasi-sage powerhouse of the Meteorite clan, die. At the same time, Fang Fan obtained 3 quasi-sage cards and several star cores. These were all exploded by beheading the quasi-sacred powerhouse of the Meteorite clan. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 1378. And this is just the beginning. Elder Seeing. How is this possible? The head of the Meteorite clan, Seeing Myanyan, watched another quasi-sacred powerhouse in his own clan be beheaded in an instant, and he was already in a state of shock at this moment. This speed, just not too fast. They just came over here just now? Haven't had time to launch a full-scale attack, is this cold? The one that is completely cold? Seeing me took a deep breath, and the corners of his mouth could not help twitching wildly. The reason why their Meteorite clan can be so arrogant, and even occupy a place in the Wailing Canyon, is closely related to their Meteorite clan's 2 supreme quasi-sages. If not, would he dare to directly despise the death of Brahma, the patriarch of the Brahma clan? Isn't it because there is such a supreme quasi-sage that he can pretend to be forceful? Any top quasi-sage is especially crucial for a force like them. The scene at this moment has completely collapsed. Kill. I want to kill you. The head of the Meteorite clan, Seeing Mian, gritted his teeth, and then rushed towards him frantically, getting faster and faster. Just right. Jax couldn't help but show a smile when he saw Seeing Me rushing towards him. As a hero under the same master, he has no record yet. Jump cut. Counter-attack the storm. The power of the master. Relentless fight. The street lamp weapon in Jax's hand began to strike frantically, the speed became faster and faster, and his eyes gradually became sharper, while shouting, the sound of death began to spread wildly. The head of the Meteorite clan, Seeing Me, gritted his teeth and resisted Jax's first attack. Boom. Again. The head of the Meteorite clan, Xingzi, had a bitter expression on his face. What's the matter, you don't even need to prepare? Just launch the attack again? Is it that fast? Is it really that strong? This invincible posture, is the rhythm of killing everything. But with the crazy attack ahead, Seeing Me had to endure it again. Sonorous. 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 Puff. The head of the Meteorite clan, seeing me, who had endured dozens of crazy attacks in succession, finally couldn't bear it anymore. A mouthful of blood protruded, his entire body trembled frantically, his facial expression gradually became hideous, and the pain level of his body made him want to growl. Pain, it's really painful. Such pain continued to be loaded on him, making him feel a sense of despair. Fortunately, the attack was temporarily stopped at this moment. Call. Hoo. The head of the Meteorite clan, seeing me, took a few breaths and felt that the position of his chest was about to explode directly. The pain made him gradually change beyond recognition. That's what it feels like, real, and practical. Ha ha ha. Come on. Keep coming. Why didn't you attack? Cowardly. This is cowardly. This attack is just a tickling for me. I don't even care about it. Tisk tisk tisk, if you have the ability to continue to attack. If I frown, I will lose. Although it was very painful to resist, for this Meteorite clan chief Xingzi, he still couldn't be forced, and he still had to put it on. He looked arrogantly at the strange cultivator holding a street lamp weapon in front of him, with an extremely arrogant expression on his face. The weird cultivator holding a street lamp weapon in front of him was wearing purple armor all over his body, even covering his face. But from the outside, you can still see that the corners of his mouth are twitching. From the perspective of the Meteorite clan patriarch Xin Xian, he actually felt that the person in front of him was sneering. It was indeed a sneer, that expression just couldn't be too real. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1379. My mission is over. Next, enjoy the gluttonous feast. Jax made a sarcastic sound, and then his eyes turned to where Daji was. Disappointed. Soul shock. Queen worship. Daji started a round of full-scale magic attacks. Stab, stab. Crazy battle sounds are endless. The roar of death is endless. One after another, pink magic shockwaves hit, the face of the Meteorite clan's patriarch seeing me completely changed. The arrogance on his face had long since disappeared, replaced by panic and panic. Because in these pink magic shockwaves, he felt a powerful energy. This energy is undoubtedly directed at him. Don't want. Don't want. Do not come. What? Ah. A shrill cry came, and everything was settled. The head of the Meteorite clan is dead, dead. Until now, it was less than half an hour before the battle broke out, and the two quasi-sages of the Meteorite clan had all been beheaded. The scene fell into a panic. The patriarch Xingzi is also dead. Elder Xing is also dead. We, the two supreme quasi-sages of our Meteorite clan, all died in battle. This is the end of our Meteorite family. Oh my God. It's terrible. These people, what kind of connections are these people? Who, among them, there are 6 quasi-sacred powerhouses. Hey, originally, our 3 major forces were able to make up 5 absolute quasi-sages, but now 2 have been killed, and only 3 are left. This is already cold. 556, they all collapse in an instant, let alone 3 fight 6, this is not a level of battle at all. If this fights, it will be completely reimbursed. What? Who said no? I'm so panicked. What? Who can save us? This is still a chicken feather. Surrender. Hey, from the very beginning of the attack on the Baron clan, I felt panicked. We were originally abandoned by God, and we should have reported to the group to keep warm, and we are still insisting on civil strife. It's really beyond our own capabilities. Meteorite clansmen, don't fight. If we fight again, we will all have to cool down. Get out. Leave the last seed for the Meteorite clan. The battle is broken. After rounds of heavy machine gun fire, the ordinary practitioners of the major forces have already panicked to the extreme. They had also pinned their hopes on the competition of high-end combat power, but they did not expect to return in the end. It directly damaged two absolute quasi-sages. According to this trend, if the battle continues, the casualties will only increase, and the risk will suddenly increase. It is better to retire early than to die on the spot. In the distance, Brahma clan patriarch Brahma, who had never participated in the war, was covered in cold sweat at the moment, and a drop of sweat fell from his forehead, making him inexplicably terrified. It is foreseeable that if he foolishly rushed over to start a lore just now, it would be him who was beheaded at this moment. This group of people, too strong. Brahma's eyes gradually focused on Fang Fan. He was not stupid, he naturally knew who the core C position was. Before, the young patriarch of the desolate clan, Huang Xie, even called Fang Fan the master, he already understood a lot of things. It's just that it wasn't sure at the time, but it's all confirmed now. Confronting such an existence is inevitable. If the Brahma clan does not want to be exterminated, they must withdraw from the battlefield. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1380. Brahma passed away and took a breath, and he had already made a secret decision in his heart. This is a death game, he doesn't want to stay any longer. He is afraid, he is afraid. Of course, he wasn't the only one panicking in the audience. Fu Tujian, the president of the Destroyer Society, silently retracted the sword, and his body instantly retreated hundreds of meters. He is also afraid. He was afraid of being instantly killed by that trumped-up attack. That would be so miserable. The thought of retreat has already formed in the heart. What kind of wild fruit is still thinking about? It's good to save the dog's life. I didn't expect that this little brat from the Baron clan actually pulled such a powerful foreign aid outside. Damn. Damn. Otherwise, I'll be able to win today. Now I'm making wedding dresses for others. The wild god fruit, it is said that it has an indescribable effect. Fu Tujian, the president of the God-Destroying Society, gritted his teeth, and his pupils showed a look of anger. His eyes couldn't help but turn to Huang Gan, the patriarch of the Baron clan, just a little, just a little. Huang Gan stood on the head of the inner city of the Huang clan, with his right hand on his chest, allowing the blood to flow from his chest. At this moment, there was no trace of sadness on his face, but instead he was pleasantly surprised. The wild god, the crown of the wild god. This is really the crown of the wild god. An old prophecy has come true. His Royal Highness has returned. When the last drop of blood falls, when the fruit of the wild gods falls, His Majesty will return from the sky. He will bring back countless powerful god warriors in bloody battles. It's all true. Huang Gan shivered and forcibly propped up his body, his eyes focused on Fang Fan from beginning to end. The stalwart power under the crown of Huang God, let him surrender. The barren people have waited for so long, and finally there is hope. The fireworks of hope are burning brightly. Your Excellency, we never thought of going against you. Now we shake hands and make peace. How about choosing a truce? There is the most treasured wild god fruit in this wild clan. These wild god fruits contain the supreme god fruit blessed by the god's power. We are willing to dedicate most of the wild god fruit to your Excellency, we just take a little. Fu Tujian, the president of the God-Destroying Society, forced a smile, and then looked at Fang Fan earnestly. Truce. It's not impossible to have a truce. Fang Fan strode over, the corners of his mouth raised slightly, and his eyes flashed fiercely. Really? Your Excellency is really a cheerful person. Then you agreed to our request. The Goddess Extinguishing Association President Futajian breathed a sigh of relief and said with a look of hope. Although they won't get too much desolate god fruit in this way, it is very good to be able to protect themselves. This time, the two supreme quasi-sages of the Meteorite clan have already died in battle, and the Desolate clan has also been hit hard. In a sense, it is their chance to destroy the gods. There is only one quasi-sage of the Brahma clan, and they have two quasi-sages of the goddess. The future Wailing Kenyan will be respected by their god-destroying society. This is not necessarily a good thing. How can Sai Wen lose his horse and know that it is not a blessing? Futujian, the president of the god-destroying society, thought so in his heart, and the corners of his mouth couldn't help but raise slightly. In the distance, the head of the Brahma clan, Brahma, has also been paying attention to Fang Fan's attitude, hoping for a better solution. Their Brahma clan did not want to fight against these mysterious and unpredictable powerhouses. Looking at Futujian, the head of the god-destroying society with a red face, the sarcasm in Fang Fan's eyes grew more and more.